People are now rewatching old clips with fresh eyes. Scenes that once looked harmless suddenly feel uncomfortable. Footage of adults spending long periods in private spaces, doors closed, boundaries unclear. At the time, nobody questioned it. Now everyone is asking why. There's also been talk online about a video allegedly being circulated privately, involving Diddy and another unidentified man, rumored by some to be a major celebrity. No evidence has been released publicly, and these claims remain unverified, but speculation has run wild. Names like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have been dragged into the conversation, fueling even more debate. What's clear is this: Will Smith's public unraveling didn't come out of nowhere. Many believe it was the result of years of pressure, personal struggles, and unresolved controversy that people ignored until intense public scrutiny forced everything into the open. The streets have been buzzing nonstop, especially as Diddy started facing real legal pressure. Longtime insiders like Gene Deal began speaking more openly, causing people to re-examine past moments that once seemed insignificant. Rumors have even circulated online, claiming that investigators are reviewing past associations involving Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith due to their proximity to Diddy over the years. These claims are unproven and no charges have been announced, but the discussion hasn't slowed down. Jennifer Lopez's name has also resurfaced in this web of speculation. According to one account shared by Gene Deal, Diddy once believed Will and Jada were making advances toward Jennifer Lopez during a social gathering. He described being at a small celebrity party at the Four Seasons with figures like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck present. He said Diddy became visibly tense, claiming
they were just hanging out in your child's room with the door closed, in the bed, half dressed.
This tape that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male, they say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
And there's a few I can come up with. Will Smith.
Jaming, I think Will and Jada are coming on too strong, and even worried the situation could escalate. Gene described positioning himself nearby in case things turn physical. He joked afterward that Will Smith was no lightweight and that Diddy may have misjudged the situation. While told casually, the story added fuel to discussions about boundaries and dynamics within elite celebrity circles. That story also fed into the larger public conversation about Will and Jada's unconventional marriage. Over time, Jada confirmed their relationship didn't follow traditional rules. In her book and interviews, she revealed that she and Will had been living separate lives since 2016. Not divorced on paper, but emotionally separated. She confirmed it openly, saying it surprised even her when she reread her own words. Will later explained that neither of them believed it was their responsibility to make the other happy. Each person was responsible for their own fulfillment, and they chose to remain together while navigating that difficult reality. He admitted that both he and Jada explored other relationships at different points. These admissions shocked fans and reshaped how people viewed their marriage.
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damon was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, like, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm a snuffer. I said to myself, Will Smith gonna beat the shit out you. Now, Puff could scrap now, but I don't think he could beat Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Well, he can scrap. You know what I'm saying? So then he said that shit. So I didn't go back over there where Will Smith's sister and her husband was. I stayed like in the, like about, if he snuffed Will, I could move slow enough that Will could probably get 2 or 3 punches back in. Yeah, but that shit was funny. He thought that Jada and Will was coming on too strong to Jennifer, making advances.
Because of this openness, online speculation exploded. Some commentators went much further, making extreme claims about lifestyle choices and private behavior. These allegations remain rumors and have never been proven. The public was already familiar with Jada's relationship with singer Auguste Alsina, which she openly discussed on Red Table Talk in 2020. She referred to it as an entanglement, a term that instantly became part of pop culture. That moment cemented Red Table Talk as a space for raw, uncomfortable conversations. But later episodes stirred new controversy. One discussion involved Jada explaining how she explored alternative mental health treatments while dealing with depression. She said she later shared those experiences with her son, Jaden, in a controlled and guided context. Jaden explained that he researched plant-based therapies as part of his curiosity about emotional wellness. Jada emphasized that these experiences were supervised and focused on healing, not recreation. Still, critics online twisted that conversation, accusing her of reckless behavior. Supporters pushed back, saying the discussion was misrepresented and sensationalized. Over the years, Jada Smith has also distanced himself from his parents publicly. He's spoken about independence, personal growth, and even buying his parents' house so he could live separately. Those statements sparked more speculation. Why would a young man want such distance? Fans debated whether it was normal independence or something deeper.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
Some extreme voices online, including controversial commentators, made serious accusations without evidence. These claims have never been substantiated and remain allegations. What is clear is that Will Smith's family has lived under relentless public pressure. Every conversation, every clip, every quote is dissected. Old interviews are now framed as proof. Moments are reinterpreted and context is often ignored. The internet has turned speculation into spectacle. And that's the dangerous part. When rumor becomes...
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
but
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah,
And we decided...
I was done with your
You
ass.
kicked me to
I
the
was
curb.
done with you.
Yeah. We
Marriages
basically-
have that though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship, absolutely.
narrative and narrative becomes assumed truth. As investigations into Diddy continue and more insiders speak out, people are dragging everyone remotely connected into the spotlight, fairly or not. The real question is this: how much of what we're seeing is truth, and how much is projection fueled by scandal? Because once the internet locks onto a story, it rarely waits for facts. And in moments like this, reputations can collapse long before evidence ever appears. That's why separating rumor from reality matters now more than ever, especially when powerful names are involved and the noise is louder than the facts. People started noticing something strange years ago. there always seemed to be an unusual distance when it came to how affection was shown publicly in the Smith household. Interviews raised eyebrows, especially when questions about boundaries came up. When asked whether that lack of affection existed at home, the answer was quick and defensive. No, not at all, they said. We're very affectionate. But the moment lingered because viewers couldn't shake how uncomfortable the exchange felt. Those moments became even more unsettling when former insiders began speaking out. One of Will Smith's former close friends has made disturbing allegations about the environment inside the Smiths' home. Claims that, if true, paint a picture far darker than anything the public ever imagined.
To plant medicine 10 years ago to deal with my depression, and it knocked it out.
Something Jada says she can speak to from personal experience.
What it does, unlike just going to therapy and putting people on Prozac, right? Which I did that too.
Which that is not successful for so many people.
And that's the thing. So for me, I had struggled with depression for so long. You know, I mean, crippling depression. So the thing about the plant medicine is that not only does it help you feel better, but it helps you solve the problems of how you got there in the first place.
It was always in my head talking, telling me what I was and what I wasn't. And for the first time, I had like a ego dissolution where I was like, that was the moment that really changed me. You get to a place in your life where you're blocked by something, whether it's a trauma, whether it's your emotions, your ego, not being able to express yourself. And then I feel like psychedelics are a way to tear down that wall and see what's beyond it. Doing it guided with people that are professionals, I feel like really increases the chances of having that mystical experience.
Yes. What are you saving for?
I'm gonna buy my parents' house.
You're gonna buy your parents' house from them?
From them, yes.
Okay. Will they then stay there with you?
No, I'm gonna give them a little apartment.
Will that be like in the backyard, or where will the apartment be?
There's a whatchamacallit, there's a distance in terms of affection shown between the general and his son. Absolutely. Is it like that at home or no?
Nah, really.
We're very affectionate.
But have you ever
We're very affectionate.
He tried to kiss me in the
Have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking to kiss
Can
my
you kiss your
son.
on Thai television?
I can kiss my son.
That's
Jaden, come on.
Are you okay?
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
This individual alleged that the household fostered inappropriate dynamics, not just between adults, but in ways that allegedly affected young people living in that space. These claims have not been proven and are strongly disputed, but they added fuel to growing online concern. He went further, claiming that private digital material once stored in the home revealed troubling behavior involving multiple adults and well-known figures. According to him, these materials were viewed openly inside the house without regard for who else might be present. He claimed this access is how he became aware of what he described as deeply inappropriate situations. Again, these statements are allegations, not facts, but they escalated tensions dramatically. Things reportedly intensified when he publicly challenged Jada Pinkett Smith. He claimed that if legal action wasn't taken against him, he would pursue his own case and reveal what he said he knew. When no lawsuit followed, he said he moved forward legally himself. Soon after, he left the United States, saying he feared retaliation. In later interviews, he described feeling uneasy after seeing how quickly the situation escalated. He accused Jada of responding emotionally in public interviews rather than addressing the substance of his claims. He argued that by speaking before having full details, she placed herself in legal jeopardy. He said cease and desist letters followed, which he claimed to have challenged formally. He also alleged that ongoing legal matters limited what he could say publicly, but not what he planned to document privately. That distinction raised alarms among observers. One of the most serious allegations he made involved Jada Smith. He claimed that troubling behavior within the household contributed to Jaden seeking independence from his parents at a young age. He emphasized these claims were allegations and denied presenting them as a
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of other, some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do, period. And I got to have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape.
Established facts. Still, the implication alone was enough to spark outrage online. According to his account, intermediaries allegedly attempted to contact him through mutual connections after his statements went viral. He described feeling pressured to stay silent. Then came the most alarming claim of all. He alleged that after speaking out, he began noticing suspicious activity around his residence abroad. Gene reminded everyone that Will and Jada weren't outsiders. They weren't occasional guests. They were insiders. Trusted, comfortable, present. They moved in the same tight social environment where silence was currency and behavior was normalized behind closed doors. When asked if the rumored person could be younger, Gene paused. He said that detail narrowed things down even further. If the person was younger, A-list, and not black, only a few names fit. One name came up reluctantly. Justin Bieber. Gene said
you aired that last interview of me tearing Jada to pieces.
That was insane.
Yes.
I felt uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know what this beef is.
Yeah. Well,
You called her a dope fiend.
Yeah, I called her bald-headed dope fiend, without question. I told her she better sue me because
she said to TMZ when they asked her when she left the Breakfast Club,
yes,
she looked. They was like, well, what do you got to say? And she was like, we're suing, and I was just like, okay,
right.
That's been about 2 years.
Yeah, and
we haven't gotten a lawsuit yet.
No.
Yeah, the only person we got sued by during that year was Kevin Hart,
and I was involved with that, which was crazy.
And that lawsuit is nowhere to be found.
Right, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely,
right. So,
absolutely, with no merit. So what's crazy is that Jada did the Breakfast Club, just for people who don't know or want to go back and see, because it's been 2 years since I've been seen or heard of or anything.
Yeah.
Jada responded to your first global, the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over the world.
It was in Arabic, I saw it.
Yeah, it's India, everywhere. So I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to be, to show that it was true. So from that, that's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that I extorted you, there was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Right, so now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar.
Hoped it wasn't true. But he also pointed out that Bieber, Diddy, and Will Smith all crossed paths privately over the years. That overlap is what fuels concern. This is where Jaguar Wright's allegations come into focus. She's long argued that Jada's influence over Will didn't exist in isolation. According to Jaguar, Jada moved comfortably within the same power structures as Diddy. Structures where shocking behavior wasn't shocking at all. Jaguar has repeatedly said that what the public sees is not what happens behind closed doors. She claims behavior that would alarm regular families is reframed as growth or expression in elite circles. When Jaguar spoke about the Chris Rock incident, she rejected the idea that Will snapped. She said he laughed at the joke like everyone else. What changed was Jada's reaction, her look, her presence, her silence. According to Jaguar, that moment wasn't rage. It was control. She criticized narratives praising Will for defending his woman, saying they ignored the reality of a deeply fractured relationship. Jaguar kept returning to one theme. Elite circles play by different rules. Accountability doesn't exist the same way. She also brought up a controversial social media incident that disturbed many viewers. A photo involving a teenager and an adult sparked widespread outrage. Jaguar broke it down bluntly. Age difference, private space, closed door, inappropriate.
After that, there was, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, AKA Charlie Mack, the federal informant. And he reached out to me through a friend, right? One of my best friends.
Charlie Mack, are you one, is that the one that I believe, and I want to say allegedly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's alleged, even my name's alleged. It was alleged that he had touched Jaden, Will Smith's Charlie Mack, his best friend?
Yeah, that's been alleged, yes. Yes, that has been alleged, that he's I can't say that word on here. PDF file, let's say this.
Okay, and that's the
Right.
reason why Jaden wanted to be emancipated, allegedly from his
Dynamics, all red flags. She argued that if this happened in a regular household, authorities would be called immediately. Instead, it was dismissed as art, culture, or misunderstanding. Jaguar said that normalization is how harm survives. She went further, claiming that the Smiths' influence extended beyond their own children, that young people under their care or mentorship were exposed to damaging environments. She accused Will Smith of never fully taking responsibility for those who were harmed while under his influence. She specifically mentioned young men who later showed signs of trauma, emotional instability, and identity struggles. Names like August Alsina and others were brought up as examples of people whose lives visibly shifted after close proximity to that world. Jaguar also raised concern about Jada Smith, not as an accusation, but as a warning. She said children raised in these environments often don't realize what happened to them until much later. She pointed out dramatic changes in behavior, public conflicts, and emotional volatility as potential signs of unresolved trauma. He described seeing unfamiliar individuals outside his home, receiving unexplained messages, and feeling surveilled.
Around a Diddy and another male, they say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you got to realize he ran with that that Rat Pack. And I don't even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bruh. It's gonna be real crazy.
He said this pattern made him fear for his safety. In one account, he described a frightening incident while traveling by car. He claimed another vehicle attempted to force them off the road in a dangerous area. According to him, the driver narrowly avoided disaster. The vehicle reportedly crashed down an embankment, leaving his companion seriously injured. He said shattered glass, chaos, and panic followed. Emergency help eventually arrived, and both survived the incident. He strongly implied this was not an accident. However, no official investigation has confirmed his claims. These allegations remain unproven. No charges have been filed related to this incident. Still, the story intensified public concern. Taken together, these accounts fueled a growing narrative online, one where power, silence, and fear seem tightly linked. Supporters of the Smiths dismiss these stories as fabrications driven by personal grudges. Others argue the sheer volume of claims demands scrutiny. What's undeniable is that once these allegations entered the public sphere, they changed how people viewed old interviews, old footage, and old behavior. Moments once brushed off as awkward suddenly felt heavier. Context shifted, and that's the danger of unresolved questions. When silence fills the gaps, speculation rushes in. As investigations around Diddy continue and more insiders speak, the blast radius keeps widening. Names get pulled in whether they're involved or not, which brings everything back to one critical issue: truth versus rumor. Because when allegations stack up faster than answers, the public is left guessing. And in a moment like this, reputations don't wait for verdicts to take damage. That's why separating fact.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right, not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy, you understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too, Justin Bieber.
From speculation matters now more than ever, especially when powerful families, long careers, and public trust are on the line. By the time police and paramedics finally arrived, the damage was already done. The injuries were serious. According to the account, the back was severely hurt, surgery was needed, and the knee would also require an operation. Life was permanently changed in one moment. Now, as Diddy sits behind bars facing serious charges, the focus has shifted. People aren't just looking at him anymore. They're looking at everyone who stayed close to him for decades. And one name that keeps coming up is Jada Pinkett Smith. According to Gene Deal, her name doesn't come up by accident. He claims it's because she and Will Smith were deeply embedded in the same elite circles as Diddy. The same private parties, the same inner rooms. The same spaces where, according to multiple insiders, things happened that never reached the public. Gene has repeatedly spoken about rumored tapes. He says there are...
Something didn't make him snap anything. He laughed at that bad joke that Chris said like everybody else. And then Jada looked at him and it was like the Manchurian Candidate.
Not the Manchurian. Not the Manchurian. God damn it.
That's what the happened.
I thought there's a legion of women who said, I'm glad for Will fighting for his woman.
Yeah, because they still want to believe that that sham of a marriage is real.
Oh. Well, there you go.
He ain't never gonna be Tupac, and she proved it when she August out.
Recordings allegedly made at Diddy's events that include well-known figures. One tape, according to Street Talk, allegedly involves Diddy and another man believed to be an A-list celebrity. Gene openly wondered who that could be. If it's someone bigger than Diddy in celebrity status, the list gets very small. He mentioned Will Smith as one of the few names that even fit the profile. He also pointed out Nick Cannon as another possibility, though he stressed this was speculation. Then the conversation shifted. What if the other person wasn't black? Gene said that also wouldn't surprise him. Diddy wasn't limited to hip-hop circles. He moved freely through Hollywood's highest levels. Gene mentioned how Diddy ran with elite Hollywood figures for years. Actors, producers, executives. People far removed from rap, but deeply connected to power. He also said he'd heard there wasn't just one tape, that multiple recordings allegedly exist. Different people, different situations. All rumors for now, but persistent ones. Gene made one thing clear. He doesn't want to see the tapes, he just wants to know if they're real. Because if any recordings involve underage individuals, celebrity or not, it would change everything. He stressed that would be catastrophic for the industry. Not a scandal, a collapse.